Hello, hello. Hey, you guys. Welcome to From Startup to Takeover, the Watch Us Work
Hello,
podcast.
hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Hi, everyone. I'm Latrice, and I'm one of your
And I'm
co-hosts. I'm so glad you're
and,
here.
and I'm Kim, another co-host. Thank you for listening.
So today is our very first episode. So a little bit about me. I'm a woman. I wear several hats. I'm a wife, a mother, author, and now I'm a podcaster. And we have my cousin Kim.
And I'm a woman. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm family oriented. We are serial entrepreneurs. We walk in the spirit. We walk with God. We want to live life out loud with you guys. So here we are. Welcome, welcome. Thank you.
All right. So a little bit about myself and Kim. So we decided to start this journey of podcasting. We're first cousins by a brother and sister duo. So we've been both, we're pretty experienced. We've been through enough in life, you right, to know that our stories matter. So we wanted to start something to where we can collaborate with other people like ourselves to discuss, the breakthroughs, the lessons that we wish somebody would have told us. So we decided to bring it all here on our platform. So I
Right.
started it with my cousin because we want to change the narrative. And our biggest thing is that family and women, as they say, can't work together or get along. But we want to prove that that's not true. And we know
And
that
it's
there are women out there just like us who need a space just to hear something that's real.
mhm. And it could be your sister, your mother, your cousin, your aunt. It could be whoever you want it to be, and it could be a woman, and we can make it happen. And that's what we want to do, and that's what we're doing. And we're just gonna talk. It's not like we will give you some advice, so you can pick up some gems on the way. But we're really gonna just talk. We're just gonna talk about life.
Right.
Talk. Yeah.
It's not going to be scripted. We're going to be
No.
raw,
Yes.
respectful, but it's
Yes.
unfiltered.
Yes.
Um, so that's really what we're about because it's not about having things all figured out, right? That's what we're learning as we're going on our journey in this thing called life. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how prepared you think you are, you do not have it all figured out. And one
Right.
of the things I think that can lead into this is like Kim and I starting this podcast. Of course, we don't have it all figured out. It's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided to just jump in and go for it. So
Faith.
yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. And that's what we did. We jumped in because, Latrice and I, we bonded as little kids. Again, we bonded as a little kids. Trauma kind of tore us apart a little bit, but because of that trauma, we stayed. The bond never broke.
Right.
It just we weren't like talking on the phone every day or seeing each other all the time, but that bond never went away. And so now full circle moment. Look, from startup to come up, watch us work, Latrice and Kim and Latrice. So yes, we talk and we just talk and it became a podcast.
Yep. Yep.
What
And
you
we're
think?
okay with being vulnerable with you guys, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so Kim, Father's Day weekend is coming up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of negative connotation behind fathers. What's
Mm-hmm.
your opinion on the celebration of Father's Day?
Um, well, we talked a while about family,
Right.
just in general, family, and some things that I heard you say, and I picked up on it. Like it was you were right. Like it doesn't matter if that family member um, haven't grown to your expectation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You should still want to see that person or just show them love because it is said, the word says that you should carry love regardless. It doesn't matter if that person don't like you. That's why you're supposed to turn the other cheek. You're supposed to carry love regardless. If you didn't like me, I still carry love, Latrice. I love you.
I love you
Whatever.
too. Right.
Yes, I will still carry love, and that's what I say with Father's Day. No one is carrying love. Everyone is carrying point a finger or what's the other word we said it the other day? Uh, what did you say? You're back in how you looked at people when you grew up. Judgmental. It,
Right. Mm.
everyone is
I call it
judgmental.
analytical now. Now that I'm old, I'm very analytical.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's
Right.
you. But a
Hmm.
lot of people are judgmental or are not forgiving. They're not carrying love. Love
Right.
outweighs a lot, and it's not a lot of love. So people looking at fathers like deadbeats right now, and some fathers are shown to be deadbeats. So that what 5% or 95% of deadbeat dads make it bad for the 5%, unless that dad is the elder of the family.
What do you mean by that? Unless that dad is elder of the family.
You
What do you
know,
mean?
like he's the elder of the family. I'm talking about like Granny's gone, so now Unc is the elder of the family. Get what I'm saying? Like he's
Right.
the
Hmm.
so any elder we would give them their roses now.
Mm, gotcha. Okay.
You see, any elder we would give them their roses now because they are elders. But these young guys, unless you're a good father, and women, we take up, we cover our men. It doesn't matter. We're gonna cover them, and they will give them. I mean, I think it's this generation. I really do.
Well, what do you mean we're gonna cover them? I guess I'm trying to.
We cover them, and if you have a man and he is you love him, you in the home with him, or even if you're not and you just love him and you have his back, we cover our men. Period. If that is your man, you're gonna cover that man. He could be
Oh,
cussing you
if
out of
that
the
is your
house.
man. Okay, I guess I'm
Yeah.
speaking more so of just fathers, whether or not they're with the mother, right?
Right.
I don't know statistically if the majority are or are not. I do
Yep.
know that people tend to lean towards the fact that the fathers aren't in the home. And so with Father's Day coming up, for me, I just wanted, I guess, trying to get your take on should we celebrate them more, right? Because I
Yeah.
can say for myself, I've been divorced, I'm remarried, but even
Mm-hmm.
in between though getting remarried, I've had relationships and fathers was active. I have never dated a guy who was not in his child's life. So that narrative when I would always hear fathers are deadbeat, I'm like, okay, is it the selection? Is it who we're choosing? Because we do have a say so, but I don't understand when they're saying majority because I didn't date a guy who wasn't in his child's life, right?
Right.
Um, my father has always been in my life, me and my siblings. So I don't understand where the percentage when they're saying these guys are just not there. They had to be at
Well,
some point.
just look at take statistic. Look at the world. It's like older, the elders. I just say your dad and my mama. They are the elders now.
Mhm.
Then our group, I think it's not us. I think it's the generations to come. Like they were having babies because I think babies are settling down now or something. But I say the parents that were age 40 in that group having kids that are now here that are grown now, like in their 20s or something.
Mhm.
I would think it would be them that would be the deadbeat dad because they don't know how to be dad. But the ones that in this climate now, it looks like fathers are trying to be fathers.
Yeah, it's out there. I see it a lot.
Mhm.
I think I see
Yes.
it more so than not. And I like
Hmm.
that it has kind of turned around. I feel like
Hmm.
there was a time when
Hmm.
the numbers were you couldn't see the
Mm-hmm.
activity as far as the father's and the children's life. But it also could have been we couldn't see it because we didn't have access like we have access to everybody's life right now,
Right.
right? Back
Because
then, go ahead.
yes, we saw it. We can't say our lives were perfect because we saw bad fathers in our days.
Child, you can have a bad father in the house. I'm just
Yes,
look,
and we still
right,
saw it.
because they
So
exist, right? That
yes,
scenario exists, but I just
yes,
wonder if it's really as bad as we try to portray. When I say we, talking about society, um, because I just felt that it should be acknowledged that you really do have men, even
it
back
is.
then, who was in their child's life, um, but it
But
may
it
just not
wasn't
have been
portrayed
seen.
like that. It wasn't portrayed like that because
Mhm,
it just wasn't portrayed like that back in the day. If you saw your mother and father or significant other together, but it wasn't portrayed as the man was the well, where how I grew up. See, we grew up differently
mhm,
because you were in a home versus
mhm,
me being in a project.
mhm, mhm.
So that makes a difference too, because you were
Right.
in a home with a mother and a father
Mhm,
and sisters and brothers in a home
mhm.
in a like a suburban area type versus me in the project. So my life would be different than yours. So
Right,
our
and even
opinion,
as a young adult, right? When you got on your
right,
own, what did
right.
you see?
I still saw a lot of yeah, I saw deadbeat dads in my age.
Well, I think deadbeat dads are still
Yeah,
here, right? Like deadbeat moms, but I
I'm
guess
just saying. I'm just saying.
but
I
they're
saw
getting better now, right? So
like I said,
it's like,
the atmosphere now.
like,
Now,
girl, that's what I saw.
I'm just saying. Stop.
Right,
Like
right. Well, no,
deadbeats.
I think it's always been some because even in our neighborhood, right, where everyone had houses or whatever, my friends, I will say, when I say friends, I'm talking about friends, not associates. There were
Mm-hmm,
only two of us who had our mother and our father in the house. The other ones, it was just single family, single moms.
mm-hmm,
But they went to their dads. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think you have to be in the house, right?
right,
I'm just talking about in the child's life because let's be honest, sometimes relationships just didn't work out for various reasons.
right.
But those children, did they still have a father that they went to? And if they didn't, was there probably a little bit more to the story as to why they were not in their children's life?
And that's on every end. But
Yeah.
like I said, you grew up in a like a suburban area, and I grew up in the project. So what
Mhm,
I'm experiencing thinking would be differently from what you have experienced and what
mhm,
you are thinking. And the people that I grew up around were deadbeats. And then once it's like if you live something every day, all day,
mhm.
it forms into you.
It would,
It's almost
absolutely.
like it's almost like you pick that up. So you're gonna gravitate to those things.
Mhm.
And so that's all I saw until you break away from that. But
Yep. Mhm.
do you still with the fathers? What do you do? Do you cuss them out or let me give you happy Father's Day? Let me give you a good father. No, sir. I'm just sorry. No, if you're not a good father, you're not a good father. But hey, the
Well,
ones that are just coot hoes.
right, just like mothers, and because there are some deadbeat moms, right? But, you
It
know
is.
right,
And
absolutely.
sometimes I wonder why. Because you carry those kids. So sometimes I wonder why. Like, why? Like,
Well, I think when
I
we grew up, right, it was rare, I think, for a mother to not I'm not talking about the quality of life they gave them, I'm talking about being in the home,
in
right? Or
right,
raising them pretty
right,
much. So it was
right.
rare. Well, let me not say that because that's not really true. Because even though the kids live with the mother, the grandmother was raising a lot of these kids. We just didn't
Yeah,
talk about that.
we
See, the
did.
mother was there, but she
But
wasn't
the
there.
grandma, she
Right.
wasn't.
Because people,
But
grandmothers just,
you
yeah.
saw her more than you saw the dad. But you saw her with the grandmother.
Mm.
and the grandmother is taking care of the kids. But see, that's why I'm saying again, it's different for you
Mhm.
because you're with your grandmother. You both of your grandmother, you saw the mama and the daddy.
Wait a minute, with both of my grandmothers, I saw them.
Right.
Right, right. But my grandmother, my grandfather on my mother's side, they never lived together.
No,
But
no, that's
but
not what
I
I'm saying.
did
I'm
get to see.
saying no. I'm saying on granny's side, you saw your mama and your daddy together with
Can we
her.
not call names out?
I know it. This is what I'm trying to say. Oh my
Get
God! I
yourself together.
swear. This is
I
what I
guess
say. I
quite a
said
few
for
people. I'm sure quite a few people call their grandmother granny, so that's
granny.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't. What else I'm gonna say? The lady? No.
We're faceless for a reason.
I know. I'm sorry, but yeah. And
Oh,
on your other side, on your mama's side,
mhm.
all the time on that road, it was always, I don't want to call it road, I road. They were always over there, not together, but they were there.
Now, who are we talking about? I feel a little lost right now. They. Who
I'm
is
saying
they?
you don't want me to call names, so I can't call
Yeah,
names. So
don't
I'm
call. Are
just
you
saying,
so on my mom's side? Are you saying like for my cousins, you saw their mothers and their fathers?
yes,
Absolutely, right. But
yes,
yeah, and there was a situation where only one did walk away, a mother. But you did have a mother and
yeah.
father on my mom's side. Um, and some of them
But did
still
you
didn't
walk
live in the
away?
greatest. Who one of the mothers did? Yes, she walked away,
Yeah. And
and
then didn't have anything to do with the kids
no,
or just,
no, no, did not for years till they became adults. And so I see, I saw, I didn't just see men not there, right?
mm, you
On my
saw both.
mom's side, and it could be because it's, I told you I have this thing of where I feel
Yeah.
mothers take their
Yeah.
children to their mother, right? So on for
Mhm.
you and I, we're cousin because of my father. So I didn't go to
Right.
his side as much, which is where you are, right? But on my
Right.
mom's side, yeah, those fathers was active.
Mhm.
As a matter
What
of
I'm
fact,
saying.
all my mother's brothers. So
That's right.
and they didn't all have great places, right? They didn't all reside in like nice areas, but for some, and they didn't have their father in their life as far as being with my grandmother, right? Um,
Mhm. But everybody knew that even as being younger, our intuition told us how people
mhm.
were, but they still was celebrating them as fathers.
Yes, yeah, they were. But I mean, I saw it that way because, and it made sense to me because the fathers were there, right? Even if not in
Mhm.
the house, they were there. Well, actually, matter of
Mhm.
fact, let me take that back. On my mother's side, they were in their homes, so
Mhm.
they were in their homes. Um,
Mhm.
and then as a young adult, though, I'm talking about now. I'm grown. I'm out living my life. I just didn't run into too many men who wasn't active in their kids' life, even if they were not in a relationship with the woman. So I just heard a lot of bashing, and I was trying to find out. And you also have to think, I also knew of women leaving, so I didn't understand um, the extreme bashing
Mhm.
of one gender,
Mhm.
um, because I didn't see a lot of them not there. Because even the kids, like one of my best friends, she was still going to her father. She would visit. So it's not that he wasn't in the house, but there was still a relationship. And even when you say like in the projects, but I wonder, was any of those kids seeing their fathers? You see what I'm
I
saying?
don't. I
Even if they weren't in the home.
I never even ever even talked to. We only had one group of friends that we grew up with that
Hmm.
their mother was with her husband, but there wasn't
Hmm.
their father, but the baby
Ah,
son.
I gotcha. Gotcha.
So the
Mhm.
ones that were our age, it wasn't their father. They didn't even talk about their father till they got grown, as I did.
Gotcha. Yep. So then as a young
So
adult though, what did you see? That's what I'm saying. So now out of your mom's place, what did you see when it came to fathers? Did you see fathers actually spending time with their kids? Talking about going to get their kid for the weekend if they weren't residing with them, which more than likely they weren't.
at what age am I now? I mean,
Well,
am I grown with kids?
oh no,
What are you
young
saying?
adult. Yes, you're like in your 20s, maybe early
Oh,
30s. What were you seeing?
really nothing because I was married with kids.
But you have friends,
and
right?
yeah, but they all my friends had boyfriends, and anybody hung with me, they had to have a man because I had
Well,
a husband. So everybody that hung with me had men.
okay, but were the guys active in
No,
their
I can't
kids' life?
say that because I'm saying like my friends,
Mhm.
boyfriends and stuff wouldn't. They weren't the kids' dad, so I didn't ever see them like I'm going outside playing ball or taking them to the movies or taking them buying clothes. The
Mhm.
mom, we were. I was always doing it because I wanted to. Because Tim could
Right.
have did. I mean, he could have did it, but
Right, right.
I was
Mhm.
always the one doing it because I wanted to do it. But my
Mhm.
friends, they didn't have that. They had boyfriends, ugh, they had
I guess what I'm
boyfriends.
saying, even if you have a boyfriend, that doesn't stop. Because look, even when I got remarried, my children's fathers are welcome without a knock, without a phone call, right? I don't believe in, oh, I'm with someone, so you got to let me know that you come to see your children. I've never believed in that. Wherever my children reside, their fathers are welcome to come and get their children.
Well,
So, so
my
what I'm
friends,
saying is, even if, said again.
and I, we always were together with the same man forever in years. We always
Oh,
hung.
gotcha. Oh, y'all was, ooh, yeah, y'all,
Yes, we never.
okay.
Everybody had. Right now, we all the same people. Like nothing's. Everything we always the same. Like nothing. And the people growing up, the people
Mhm.
around me, the people around me, they had if their boyfriends. Well, they had their kids had their fathers, so their fathers was with them. Like I said,
That's what I was
everyone.
trying to get to. You just that's why I was like, she's
Yeah,
pretty
I
much
have to
saying
think about
what
it.
I've
Yeah,
been saying.
every well, not yeah, everyone
Yeah, they're
around me.
there because I'm not here judging whether or not they're married or not. But if I mean, because if you're saying they've been with their boyfriend the whole time, then and they got kids,
Yeah,
then
but I'm
it,
saying they were their fathers, their real fathers. Yeah, some of them, their real fathers.
okay.
Some of them, yeah, but
I got you.
they were always. Like I said, my thing of saying poor.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't even know I was poor until I got grown. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't understand. Probably didn't understand the men thing then because I didn't even understand that I was supposed to be poor until I became poor.
Mm,
I
I
mean,
got you.
till I think, till I became
An
grown,
adult.
and everybody's like,
Mhm.
"You're poor because you didn't have
Right.
this." You know, I'm not. But yeah,
Yeah. You was just
so I
living.
did.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I didn't understand that. And then to come back, yeah, let me take all those words back. I said to those guys because they were young, just like me, and so they
Yep.
probably were
Yep.
learning how to
Yep.
be fathers. So I was gonna
Yeah.
call them deadbeats because yeah, they're learning.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. Absolutely. They were learning because like you were saying, yeah, we're older and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but we were young. So and so were
Yeah,
the fathers. So and I think I'm not, this whole thing of perfection, of course, I'm not to me, it's not about perfection. And that's
mm-mm.
why I just kind of wanted to tap into this episode, the very first episode on Father's Day, because it's Father's Day weekend. And I just don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like the men get the credit um
And they
that they
don't.
deserve.
And I take it back. They talking about Tyler Perry movie Straw. Like I'm tired of Tyler Perry doing this and that and you know what? I was like going against them saying, well, let the men show Tyler Perry that they're doing this to the women, then maybe he'll make a movie upgrading the men to being good men. Maybe that is not what he's seen. Then he's
Mhm,
making all the movies that show the guys in a bad light.
mhm. Right. He has his era, his lane, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
get it that people are saying they're tired of seeing it, but you know what my thing to that is? Do what we're
Right.
doing. Go make your own movie. Because
Make your
see,
own.
to hone into someone else's craft and be so negative about it when you have nothing to offer, I cannot stand. So if
Mm-hmm.
you can go out here and critique someone's movie, which is great, what are you
Mm-hmm.
going to do opposite?
Right.
Right? Because
That's what
we all know there's great men, just like there are
it
great
is.
women. So then there
It is.
are bad men, just like there's bad women. But he chose to hone in on his craft in the lane he wanted, and he has every right to do so.
And that's
Now
right.
someone else can decide to step up and show
And
opposite.
that's right.
And
Reverse
hell,
it.
look, even if they don't see it, imagine it. The imagination is wonderful.
It is.
Imagine it, create it. That's that's
Yes.
that's what I don't like, and I want to
Your
hone
own
in on the
imagination.
fatherhood thing. Hmm?
Yes. Use your own brain. Use your own brain.
Right,
Imagine
right.
it. What you see,
Hmm.
visualize. Write down what you see. Make it
Yeah.
plain. Like, yeah. So, and I apologize to the men because I'm not mad at them. I think everyone's growing. And like I said, in this time and age and this climate is what's going on. Men are stepping up and they want to take care of their kids. And I applaud them.
Yes,
They want to
honey.
take care of their
Absolutely.
kids. Take some of the pressure
Absolutely.
off the women, and the women stop trying to make the men look so bad. Help them, guide them. That's what we
Well,
are for.
look now. Hold on. That'll be another
But
episode.
yeah,
Episode on this helping God and stuff, honey, because y'all grown. I'm just saying, y'all grown men. Look, if a grown man can go out there and get on YouTube, as they call the university, YouTube University, they can go out here for business stuff. They can go out here for all this other stuff. I'm not giving them a
yeah,
pass. They can go out here and learn how to be a better father, right? How to
yeah. But
be.
they going to be they going to get the money on the podcast and things like that to be a better father.
I'm talking about no, 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 no. They ain't. See, no,
Uh-uh.
look, look. That's gonna
Like,
be another episode because this
what you say?
episode was about uplifting them. But it just got me when you said, "Yeah, we got a mold and train." Look, I ain't raising no grown man. So on that
Yes,
note, we have went
yes,
over
man.
our time. So
I
thank you
enjoyed the
guys so much.
conversation.
That's it. That's it for our very
Yes,
first episode because they're only supposed to be 30 minutes long.
thank you
So
guys for
yeah,
listening.
and we hope you guys felt something today, whether it was, you
Yes,
know, you felt seen, inspired, or just simply
yeah,
reminded that you are
and,
not alone. We are all out
yeah,
here trying to get to it. So this space is going to be about real connection, and this was just the beginning. So,
and we're raw.
uh,
Yes,
say it again.
and we're doing this raw,
Yes,
uncut.
we are. Yes,
Yes,
we are.
unedited. We're just talking. So yeah,
Yeah.
hope you're
So
listening.
if there's anything that we said that hit home, go ahead, share the episode, leave a review, and don't forget to subscribe because we got so much more coming. We on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course also on YouTube. So stay tapped in, and most of all, keep showing up for yourself. You can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be on for about 30 minutes. Until next time, we're building, we're growing, we're healing together. And this is from startup to takeover. What is it, Kim?
Watch us work.
Watch this work, baby. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Good night.